We are back after our beautiful theme song. Welcome everyone to KGW's Work-Life Balance Program, Invisible Fences in Life. We'll start the program with a prayer song by Ms. Sushma Praveen. So she has been an active KGW member since 2005 and is currently the VP of the 2022 committee. She lives in Ashburn with her husband and 2 kids. Apart from being a great senior HR professional, she's also a professional singer who has been blessed to share the stage with eminent personalities of the Malayalam industry like Dr. K.J. Yeshudas, G. Venugopal, Franco, and Jerry Maldev. She's also supporting Flowers TV USA as public relations regional lead and anchor. Welcome, Sushma, again. Over to you.
Thank you, Reshma. ജഗദീശരാത്രിയും ശശാങ്കതാരകങ്ങളും പകലുമക്ക ബിംബവും നിരന്ന മേഘജാലവും മൃഗതദംഗ പക്ഷിവൃക്ഷ പുഷ്പശലഭവൃന്ദവും വിരവിൽ നിന്റെ വൈഭവങ്ങൾ വാഴ്ത്തിടുന്നു ദൈവമേ. ശോഭയെ ജഗത്തിലുള്ളതൊക്കെ നഷ്ടമാകിലും താപമത്സരങ്ങമാർക്കും ആർക്കുമാർന്നിടാതെയും കോപമത്സരാദികൾ മനസ്സിലേഷിടാതെയും നീ ഭരിച്ചു കാത്തുകൊള്ളുക ഞങ്ങളെ ദയാനിധേ. തുഷ്ടിയായി നിമിത്തമെന്തേ നാടിനും ജഗത്തിനും പുഷ്ടിയാർന്ന കാൺമതിൽ എനിക്കു ഭാഗ്യമേകണം. ശിഷ്ടസംഗമത്തിനുള്ള യോഗവും ഭവിക്കണം. വിശ്വ സത്യലോക ലോകനാഥ വന്ദനം. വിശ്വ സത്യലോക ലോകനാഥ വന്ദനം. ലോകനാഥ വന്ദനം. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sushma. That was beautifully sung. Next, I invite our 2022 KGWA President, Dr. Manu Surendher, to give the welcome address.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Reshma, and thank you, Sushma, for a melodious prayer. Namaste, everyone. On behalf of the Kerala Association of Greater Washington, I welcome all of you to the Work-Life Balance event, Invisible Fences in Life. Thank you very much for joining with us today and supporting us. I also welcome today's presenter, Dr. Manu Surendher. Sometimes life is very hard. So what we can do to reduce frictions and be happy in life is the topic of discussion today. Many senior leaders from the community they have suggested me earlier that Kerala Association of Greater Washington has to organize some events so that the community that can boost harmony and the community can lead a healthy life. or living. So today's event is aimed towards that goal. Dr. Manu Surendher is a great life coach and can give many insights to inspire all of us to lead a healthy and good life. During the COVID-19 time, I have attended thousands of programs, and I noted down some people whom I should bring and introduce to the Washington region Keralites if I get a chance. And I have Dr. Manu Surendher in that list. I have heard him earlier, and I have a very high regard for him. He is a person of immense potential, and he has his own style of speaking. He is very positive and very energetic. Being a North Indian, speaking in fluent Malayalam and writing books in Malayalam itself is a great thing. So when I asked him that can you speak to us, he politely agreed. And I'm very humbled by his response and really appreciative of that. On behalf of the office bearers of the Kerala Association of Greater Washington and all the Keralites of this Greater Washington area, I warmly welcome him for this program, Invisible Fences in Life. I hope you all can take advantage of his presence. We'll also try to have these type of programs in the future, on and off, to have a better work-life balance. Once again, I welcome each and everyone for this program, Kerala Association of Greater Washington's Work-Life Balance Event, Invisible Fences in Life. I kindly request all the participants to turn on your videos and interact with the speaker. Sometime, actually, the speaker himself may ask you some thoughts, so please jump in and respond to that. Make it like a very interactive session and take advantage of Dr. Manu Surendher. And this will be a great session, and I know that he will make it a huge one. So I'm returning back to MC Reshma Menon to officially introduce Dr. Manu Surendher. Thank you all and enjoy the program.
Thank you, Dr. Madhu Nambiar. Next, I invite our speaker for today, Dr. Manu Surendher. Dr. Manu Surendher is a well-known trainer and motivational speaker. He's the CEO of MSA, Manu Surendher's Academy, and MANEE. He's the master brain of an internationally acclaimed, sophisticated psycho-linguistic training center to neutralize accents in English all over India. He is the critically acclaimed author of 37 books in personal growth, business, customer care, leadership excellence, public speaking, and grammar. Renowned speaker of his own style and his high energy messages, he has taught more than 5 lakh students and has 5 awards for excellence in performance. Basically, he is from Maharashtra, or he is Marathi in origin, but he went to Kerala, he learned Malayalam, and he has also written a book in Malayalam. And he's way better than me, of course, in Malayalam from my interactions with him. He started his profession at the age of 11. He has given lots of training to companies and organizations all over India, as well as countries outside. Please join me in welcoming the one and only Mr. Manu Surendher for the presentation on Invisible Fences in Life.
Hello.
Hello,
to
sir.
everybody.
We are doing good.
Can I have enough request to all there? And of course, will you please turn on your video? I'll be very glad. And of course, we can see that, of course, instead of darkness, all the smiling faces on the screen. Will it be a request? Will you please take it as a request? And of course, I really want to see you. Because I'm not an actor. I'm just a teacher, a humble teacher. So I humbly request you, just consider me as a brother, consider me as your friend, come out of the shell. Let the nature, let all the world see your beauty and handsomeness. come out. Let's enjoy this as much as we can, because we all believe life is very short. എല്ലാവരോടും ഞാൻ മലയാളത്തിലും പറയൂ കേട്ടോ. മലയാളത്തിൽ ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞോട്ടെ. നമ്മുടെ മലയാളി അസോസിയേഷൻ അല്ലേ, അപ്പൊ നമുക്ക് കുറച്ച് മലയാളം പറഞ്ഞൂടെ? Yes or no?
തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും.
Being an English teacher, I've been really, of course, calling, of course, from the right morning itself, I've been speaking English, and to really, of course, get a chance to speak in Malayalam, I'll never miss it, because I love Malayalam very much. Because this is one of the toughest languages in the world. ലോകത്തിലെ തന്നെ ഏറ്റവും ടഫായിട്ടുള്ള ലാംഗ്വേജുകൾ 10 എടുക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ അതിലൊന്ന് മലയാളമാണ്. When we speak in Malayalam, being a Marathi, I may feel super excited when I speak in Malayalam. Because മലയാളിയെ ഞെട്ടിക്കാൻ ഒറ്റ മാർഗ്ഗമേ ഉള്ളൂ, മലയാളത്തിൽ സംസാരിക്കാൻ എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. അല്ലാതെ മലയാളിയെ ഞെട്ടിക്കാൻ എളുപ്പമില്ല. കാരണം ബിക്കോസ് ഹീസ് എവ്രിവെയർ. മലയാളി എത്താത്ത സ്ഥലമില്ല. ഇനി മലയാളിനെ വേറെ ആരെങ്കിലും ഞെട്ടിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അത് മലയാളി തന്നെയായിരിക്കും. ഒരു എക്സെപ്ഷനിൽ ഇരുന്നോട്ടെ. എല്ലാവരും കുറച്ച് ആൾക്കാർ സൗമ്യ ഓൺ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. സജു സാർ വന്നു, മനു സാർ നേരത്തെ തന്നെ വന്നു, ലീച്ചി താങ്ക് യു വെരി മച്ച്. രമേഷ് സാർ എന്തോ കാര്യമായിട്ട് ഭക്ഷണം കഴിക്കുകയാണ്. കീപ് ഗോയിങ്. ഓൺലൈൻ ക്ലാസ്സിലൊക്കെയാണ് നമുക്ക് അതിനുള്ള സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യം ഉള്ളത്. ഹായ് ലക്ഷ്മി മാം, ഞാൻ കാണുന്നുണ്ട്. ഹലോ. നമുക്ക് ഈ ഒരു പ്രോഗ്രാം കുറേയും കൂടി ഇന്ററാക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു സെഷനാക്കി മാറ്റാനായിട്ട് ഏറ്റവും നല്ലത് ഒരു 1 man ഷോ ഒഴിവാക്കുന്നതാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് എനിക്ക് ഇഷ്ടം ഞാൻ സംസാരിക്കുമ്പോൾ ഇന്റർഫിയർ ചെയ്ത് സംസാരിക്കുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. ചില ആളുകൾക്ക് അത് ഇഷ്ടമാവില്ല, പക്ഷെ എനിക്കത് വലിയ ഇഷ്ടമാണ്. കാരണം വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ കുറേയും കൂടി ഇൻഫോർമൽ ആവും നമ്മൾ അങ്ങനെ സംസാരിക്കുമ്പോൾ. എന്താ സുഷമ, അതല്ലേ കുറേയും കൂടി നല്ലത്. പിന്നെ സത്യമായിട്ടും പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ മധു സാർ എന്നെ കുറിച്ച് എന്തെല്ലോ പറഞ്ഞു, ഞാൻ ഒരു എന്താ എക്സ്റ്റംപൊറൈസ് സ്പീക്കിംഗ് ഒക്കെ ആണെന്നൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞു. പക്ഷെ എനിക്ക് നിങ്ങളെ കാണുമ്പോൾ, നിങ്ങളുടെ ഏജ്, നിങ്ങളുടെ മെച്യൂരിറ്റി ഒക്കെ കാണുമ്പോൾ ലൈഫിനെ കുറിച്ച് പറയാൻ ഒരു പൊടിക്ക് ചളിപ്പുണ്ട്. കാരണം ചിലപ്പോൾ അത് പറഞ്ഞാൽ അത് അസ്ഥാനത്താവുമെന്ന് എനിക്കൊരു പേടിയുണ്ട്. മനു സാറിനെയൊക്കെ കാണുമ്പോൾ ഒരു വലിയ ഒരു ഫിലോസഫർ ഇരിക്കുന്ന പോലെ എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ എന്തെങ്കിലുമൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ, അബദ്ധങ്ങളൊക്കെ വിളിച്ച് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ, ഐ ഹാവ് നോ ഒബ്ജെക്ഷൻ ടു correct me, because I love learning very much. എനിക്ക് പഠിക്കാൻ വലിയ ഇഷ്ടമാണ്. ആൻഡ് ഐ എം സോ പാഷനേറ്റ് ടു ടീച്ച്. പഠിപ്പിക്കാൻ എനിക്ക് അതിനേക്കാളും ഇഷ്ടമാണ്. ലെറ്റ് us begin with the best quote of language. ലാംഗ്വേജിലെ ഏറ്റവും നല്ല കോട്ട് ഞാനൊന്ന് പറയട്ടെ. ലെറ്റ് us begin with the quote of Buddha. Life is difficult. ഏതൊരു മോട്ടിവേഷൻ ക്ലാസ്സുകളും പോസിറ്റീവ് കാര്യങ്ങൾ സംസാരിക്കാനുള്ളതാണ് എന്നാണ് നമ്മൾ കരുതി വെച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്. പക്ഷെ ഈ ക്ലാസ്സിലിരിക്കുന്ന എല്ലാവർക്കും അറിയാം, ഇന്ന് നിങ്ങൾ ഹാപ്പി ആയിട്ട് ഇരിക്കുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങളുടെ ഏറ്റവും പ്രിഷ്യസ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഏറ്റവും വലിയൊരു കാര്യം നിങ്ങൾ സാക്രിഫൈസ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ളത്, ഏറ്റവും നല്ല സമയം നിങ്ങൾ അതിനുവേണ്ടി മാറ്റിവെച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. അത് സാറിന് ഒരിക്കലും ഫസ്റ്റ് ടൈം ആയിട്ട് ഞാൻ സംസാരിക്കുമ്പോൾ എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു 40 minutes കൂടുതൽ ഞങ്ങൾ സംസാരിക്കണ്ടായി. സത്യത്തില് ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ ഞാൻ ഒരു പക്ഷേ ഈ അടുത്ത കാലത്ത് ലിസൺ ചെയ്തത് മധു സാറിനെ ആയിരിക്കും. കാരണം എല്ലാവരും എന്നെ വിളിക്കുന്നത് സംസാരിക്കാനാണ്. പക്ഷെ എനിക്ക് മധു സാർ ഒരുപാട് ഐഡിയാസ് തന്നു. ഈ ഓർഗനൈസേഷനെ കുറിച്ചൊരു ഐഡിയ തന്നു. അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ പേഴ്സണൽ ലൈഫിനെ കുറിച്ചുള്ള ഇൻസൈറ്റ് എനിക്ക് തന്നു. അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ സ്ട്രഗ്ലിങ്, ഇപ്പോൾ എവിടെയാണ് മധു സാർ ഇരിക്കുന്നത് അവിടെ എത്താനായിട്ട് അദ്ദേഹം എടുത്ത സ്ട്രഗ്ലിങ്, അടുത്ത ജനറേഷനിലേക്ക് ജമ്പിൻ ചെയ്തപ്പോൾ ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുള്ളതായിട്ടുള്ള കൺഫ്യൂഷൻസ്. ഈ ക്ലാസ്സിലിരിക്കുന്ന ആർക്കും തന്നെ പ്രോബ്ലംസ് ഇല്ലാതിരിക്കില്ല. Am I right or not? എവിടെയോ ഞാൻ വായിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്, if you have a problem today, if you have no problem today, it means you are dead. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് പ്രോബ്ലം ഇല്ല എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നിങ്ങൾ മരിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നു. മരിച്ച ആൾക്ക് പിന്നെ ഒന്നും ചെയ്യാനില്ല. പ്രോബ്ലം ഇല്ലാത്ത ഒരാളെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താ പറയുക, നമുക്ക് അൺബിലീവബിൾ, ഇൻക്രെഡിബിൾ, ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് എ ലൈവ്. അദ്ദേഹം ജീവിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നുണ്ടെന്ന് തന്നെ വിശ്വസിക്കാൻ പ്രയാസമാണ്. കാരണം പ്രോബ്ലം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് നമ്മള് ലൈഫിലേക്ക് കടന്നു വരുന്നത് തന്നെ ഒരു കരച്ചിലായിട്ടാണ്. നമ്മൾ കരയുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ചുറ്റുമുള്ള ആളുകൾ ചിരിക്കും. ഫസ്റ്റ് വരവ് നമ്മൾ അങ്ങനെ കരഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ വരിക. അതായത് 300 crore ആളുകളുമായിട്ട് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ജീവനിന് സാധ്യതയുള്ള ആളുകളുമായിട്ട് കോമ്പീറ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ മദറിന്റെ വൂമ്പിൽ എൻ്റർ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. സോ വി ആർ ബോൺ വിന്നേഴ്സ്. ജന്മം കൊണ്ട് തന്നെ നമ്മൾ വിന്നറാണ്. ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു കോലത്തിൽ എത്തിയില്ലേ, അത് തന്നെ നമ്മളൊരു വിന്നിങ്ങിന്റെ ഒരു സൈനാണ്. പക്ഷെ നമ്മൾ ആദ്യമായിട്ട് ഭൂമിയിലേക്ക് വന്ന് നമ്മൾ ചുറ്റുമുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങൾ കാണുമ്പോൾ നമ്മളൊരു കരച്ചിലുണ്ടാവും. ആ സമയത്ത് ആദ്യമായിട്ട് നമ്മുടെ അമ്മ നമ്മൾ കരയുമ്പോൾ ചിരിക്കും. ഫസ്റ്റ് അമ്മയുടെ ചിരി അതാണ്. നമ്മൾ കരയുമ്പോൾ ആദ്യത്തേതും അവസാനത്തേതുമായിട്ടുള്ള അമ്മയുടെ ചിരി അതാണ്. പിന്നീട് ഒരിക്കലും അമ്മ ഒരിക്കലും ഒരു കുട്ടി കരയുമ്പോൾ ചിരിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടാവില്ല. ഫസ്റ്റ് നമ്മൾ കരയുമ്പോൾ മാത്രമേ ചിരിക്കുള്ളൂ. പക്ഷേ നമ്മൾ ഈ ലോകത്തിനോടൊക്കെ ഗുഡ് ബൈ പറഞ്ഞ് ലാസ്റ്റ് ബ്രത്ത് ഒക്കെ കഴിഞ്ഞ് കിടക്കുമ്പോൾ ഒരു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ അവിടെ അവശേഷിക്കും. ഹൂ വിൽ ക്രൈ വെൻ വി ഡൈ? നമ്മൾ മരിക്കുമ്പോൾ എത്ര പേര് ഹൂ വിൽ ക്രൈ? എത്ര ആളുകൾ നമ്മളെ നോക്കി കരയും, വിലപിക്കും? നമ്മൾ 1950, 1940 ജനനം, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് ഒരു ഡേറ്റ് ഉണ്ടാവും, എൻ്റെ ഒരു ഡേറ്റ് ഉണ്ടാവും. അപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ എപ്പോഴും ചരമക്കോളൊക്കെ കാണുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ നോക്കും, ഓ അദ്ദേഹം 85ാമത്തെ വയസ്സിലാണ് മരിച്ചത്, അപ്പൊ എനിക്ക് ഇനി 15 വയസ്സും കൂടി ഉണ്ട്. നമ്മൾ അത് കാണുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ അറിയാതെ നമ്മൾ അതായിട്ടൊന്ന് ലിങ്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ നോക്കും. ചരമക്കോളം, ഒബിച്വറി കോളം കാണുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് അങ്ങനെ ഒരു സംഭവം ഉണ്ടാവാറുണ്ട്. പക്ഷേ നമ്മളുടെ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ പേപ്പർ അല്ല അയാൾക്കുള്ള ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ പേപ്പർ, നമ്മളുടെ സ്പാൻ അല്ല അയാൾക്കുള്ളത്. അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ ഞാൻ ആദ്യമേ തന്നെ ഒരു ക്ഷമാപണം പറയാണ്. ജീവിതത്തെക്കുറിച്ചുള്ള എൻ്റെ കുറെ കാര്യങ്ങൾ എൻ്റെ മാത്രം കാഴ്ചപ്പാടുകളാണ്. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് അംഗീകരിക്കാം, അംഗീകരിക്കാതിരിക്കാം. അതായത് ഒരു ആർഗ്യുമെന്റിന് ഞാനില്ല. കാരണം ലൈഫ് കനോട്ട് ബി ഡിഫൈൻഡ്. ലൈഫ് ഒരിക്കലും ഡിഫൈൻ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല. ഞാൻ എൻ്റെ ജീവിതത്തിൽ 5000-ലധികം പുസ്തകങ്ങൾ ഇപ്പോൾ വായിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഇറ്റ്സ് ഓൺ സൈക്കോളജി, ഇറ്റ്സ് ഓൺ ലൈഫ്, ഇറ്റ്സ് ഓൺ ഫിലോസഫി, ഇറ്റ്സ് ഓൺ ലിറ്ററേച്ചർ, ഓൺ മെനി തിങ്സ്. പക്ഷെ അവിടെയൊക്കെ ഞാൻ വായിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഒരു കൺക്ലൂഷനിൽ, എന്നെ കുറിച്ചിട്ട് ഒരു കൺക്ലൂഷനിൽ ഞാൻ എത്തിയത്, എന്തെങ്കിലും ജീവിതത്തെക്കുറിച്ച് സംസാരിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ ഒരിക്കലും അതിൽ എംഫസൈസ് ചെയ്ത് സംസാരിക്കരുത്. കാരണം ഈ ലോകത്തിൽ 730 കോടി ജനങ്ങളുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ 730 കോടി ഡിഫറെന്റ് ആസ്പെക്ട് ഉണ്ട് ജീവിതത്തിന്. അതുകൊണ്ട് ജീവിതത്തിനെ കുറിച്ച് സംസാരിക്കുമ്പോൾ വളരെ കെയർഫുൾ ആവണം. എപ്പോഴും ഇതുപോലെയുള്ള ഒരു മീറ്റിംഗിന് വരുമ്പോൾ ആർഗ്യുമെന്റിനുള്ള എലമെന്റ് ഇട്ട് കൊടുക്കാതെ ലെറ്റ്സ് മേക്ക് ദിസ് എ ഡിബേറ്റ്, നമുക്കൊരു ഡിബേറ്റ് ഒക്കെ മാറ്റാം. ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് ഗീവ് ആൻഡ് ടേക്ക് ഇറ്റ് ബാക്ക്. കുറച്ച് കൊടുക്കാം, പരമാവധി തിരിച്ചു വാങ്ങാം. എന്തെങ്കിലും ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞതല്ലേ ശരി? ജീവിതത്തിൽ നമുക്ക് പരമാവധി ആളുകളിൽ നിന്ന് ബോറോ ചെയ്യാം, പരമാവധി ഐഡിയാസുകൾ നമുക്ക് ഉപയോഗിക്കാം. പക്ഷെ ഒരിക്കലും നമ്മൾ ഒരു സ്റ്റബോൺ ആവാൻ പാടില്ല. ഒരു സ്റ്റെഡ്ഫാസ്റ്റ്നെസ് നമുക്ക് വേണ്ട. വാട്ട് ഐ സ്പീക്ക് ഈസ് റൈറ്റ്, ഞാൻ പറയുന്നതാണ് ശരി എന്ന് പറയുന്നതിന് മുൻപായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് ചിന്തിക്കാം. ബുദ്ധ പറഞ്ഞത് ലൈഫ് ഈസ് ഡിഫിക്കൽട്ട്, ജീവിതം അത്ര എളുപ്പമല്ല. എഗ്രി ഓർ നോട്ട്? പറയുമ്പോഴൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ പറയും എങ്ങനെയാണ് ജീവിതം സിമ്പിളാക്കി എടുത്തു എന്നൊക്കെ പറയും. നമ്മളുടെ കയ്യിൽ ജീവിതം കിട്ടിയപ്പോൾ സിമ്പിൾ ആയിരുന്നു, നമ്മളത് മാക്സിമം കോംപ്ലിക്കേറ്റഡ് ആക്കി വെച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഇനി അത് മാക്സിമം കോംപ്ലിക്കേറ്റഡ് ആക്കാനുള്ള ശ്രമത്തിലാണ് ഇപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ നടന്നുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്. പരമാവധി ഈ ക്ലാസ്സിലുള്ള എല്ലാവർക്കും, ഇപ്പൊ ഈ സെമിനാറിന് പങ്കെടുക്കുന്ന, ഈ പ്രോഗ്രാമിന് അറ്റൻഡ് ചെയ്യുന്ന എല്ലാവർക്കും ജീവിതത്തെക്കുറിച്ച് വളരെ വലിയ കാഴ്ചപ്പാടുണ്ട്. പക്ഷെ മറക്കാൻ പാടില്ല, നമ്മൾ നമ്മളുടെ ജീവിതത്തിന് നമ്മളുടെ ആംഗിളിൽ കൂടെ മാത്രമേ കണ്ടിട്ടുള്ളൂ. മറ്റൊരാൾ പറയുമ്പോൾ നമുക്കത് മനസ്സിലാവുന്നില്ല എന്നല്ല നമ്മൾ പറയാറ്. നീ പറയുന്നത് ശരിയല്ല എന്ന് പറയാനുള്ള എവിടെയോ ഒരു ഈഗോ നമ്മുടെ വർക്കൗട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. നീ പറയുന്നതല്ല ശരി, അത് അങ്ങനെയല്ല എന്ന് പറയാനുള്ള ഒരു ഈഗോ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു നോൺസെൻസ്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എന്താ പറയാ, ഒരു ഒബ്സ്റ്റിനസി നമ്മൾ എപ്പോഴും ക്യാരി ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. അതിന്റെ പ്രധാന കാരണം നമ്മൾ ഇതുവരെ വിദ്യാഭ്യാസം ഉണ്ടായിട്ടും വിദ്യാഭ്യാസമുള്ള ആളുകളെ പോലെ ജീവിതത്തിൽ ജീവിച്ചിട്ടുമില്ല, പെരുമാറിയിട്ടുമില്ല. വിദ്യാസമ്പന്നനായിട്ടുള്ള ഒരാൾക്ക് എപ്പോഴും പറയാൻ ഇഷ്ടം ഐ ഡോണ്ട് നോ എനിത്തിങ്, എനിക്കൊന്നും അറിയില്ല. ബുദ്ധൻ തന്നെ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്, എനിക്കൊന്നും അറിയില്ല എന്ന് മനസ്സിലാവുമ്പോഴാണ് നിനക്ക് എന്തെങ്കിലുമൊക്കെ മനസ്സിലാവുന്നത്. പക്ഷേ മധുസാരെ എത്ര പ്രാവശ്യം നമുക്കത് സമ്മതിച്ചു കൊടുക്കാൻ പറ്റും? എനിക്ക് അറിയില്ല എന്ന്. നമുക്ക് അറിയുന്നു പറയാനല്ലേ ഇഷ്ടം. ഒരു തരം
ഡോക്ടർ മനു സുരേന്ദർ സാറെ, ഒരു റിക്വസ്റ്റ് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ഇത് ക്ഷമിക്കണം, നിങ്ങൾ ഇംഗ്ലീഷിൽ സംസാരിച്ചാൽ ഇതിൽ ചിലപ്പോ മലയാളം സ്പീക്കിംഗ് ആൾക്കാരുണ്ടാവും. പോസിബിൾ പ്ലീസ് സ്പീക്ക് ഇൻ ഇംഗ്ലീഷ്.
Okay, thank you.
Requested. I'm sorry about that.
Thank you very much. I thought, of course, being a Malayali Kerala association, I thought, of course, everybody loves to speak in Malayalam. There are some people who may not be knowing Malayalam. So here, of course, I can be proud that, of course, I can speak Malayalam well, not even being a Malayali. എനിക്ക് സത്യത്തിൽ അഭിമാനിക്കാം. കാരണം വെച്ചാൽ ഞാൻ മലയാളി അല്ലല്ലോ, എന്നിട്ടും എനിക്ക് എന്ത് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നുണ്ട്. I can speak. I never asked you this question. So let me come back. Being a humble human being in the world, we are trying to prove something to other people all the time. But remember one thing, instead of proving to others that we are something bigger, Have you ever thought of yourself? Have you proved yourself that you become humble? Being human being is being something beyond. And I really understand that social animal, we are called social animals, but social has gone, animal is strong there. Our animality has been strong and it cannot be easily wiped out like a slide, but we still be strong, saying ourselves that we are still calling ourselves human being. How far we are human being? There are three sources we belong to. The first is heredity. I am Manu Surender because I have a father, I have a mother. So I have a heredity. My father has got parents, my mother has got parents. All such influences can be reflected on Manu Surender. That we call heredity. 90, 94, 95, 96%, there are chances to exhibit from my parents, we can call it heredity. Am I right or not? So I'm a luckiest person, whether I really experience and exhibit that I become a good human being, that credit really goes to my parents because he belongs to a good family, aristocracy. But 4%, even though my father, even though my mother and my grandparents are not educated, they're not intelligent, they didn't have any aristocracy, I have 4% to prove that I can change myself. So I have only 4% to be correcting myself, not belonging to my heredity. Still, we have to just surrender our all greatness to our heredity. Of course, definitely it is like that. But the second source of our personality is circumstances. I am like this because of circumstances, some people believe. Some people say that I'm the creator of circumstances. I am Manu Surender, I am a butcher, I'm an artist, I'm a painter, I'm a singer, I'm a scientist because of my circumstances. I have a question that to you. Now we have a great threat all over the world, is that virus. Right or not? We have a virus. It has been improving, but it never makes any improvement among people. Let me ask a question. If the virus had visited this earth 5,000 years back, what would be the earth? Just a question. Think about that. And of course, this virus come over here and affect some people. Have you ever thought about that? In 5,000 years back, this corona had visited this earth. What would be its impact? Now, the population is 30 crores people in the world. Now it has become a big threat. 5,000 years, the population was not up to the mark. So what would be its impact? Do you think that we need to keep social distance? I'm asking a question. Let's interact. What would be the situation? 5,000 years back? Okay, 1,000 years back? Now, Madhu sir, we all are related with the computer technology, okay, information technology. 1,000 years back, there was a question, my dear friends. We are the product of sometimes the time. We are the product of sometimes the circumstances. We cannot negate it. Sometimes I speak to you because of the curiosity. You lean friend and listen to me. That may attempt to have greater sentences, greater thoughts, and to me, a kind of calmness. But when you are relaxed and listen to me, and of course, not with care, I'm not speak. I'm maybe, of course, misunderstanding you people, and of course, you may not be listening to me. I believe most of the people in the world, they think that ordinary people are the creature of circumstances. Ordinary people are the creature of circumstances, whereas extraordinary people create circumstances. So you can have a question to yourself whether you're extraordinary or ordinary. In Malayalam, ordinary is a different expression. Ordinary or extraordinary. Ordinary people are ordinary because they never appreciate extraordinary people. Where ordinary people fails, extraordinary people win. Where extraordinary people fail, genius succeeds. There are some differences. Where ordinary people fail, extraordinary people win. Where extraordinary people fails, a genius succeeds. So it is our own responsibility whether you want to lead ordinary, extraordinary, or beyond. So life is to be defined by oneself. I used the word and self. Self is the reflection of your personality. If you have a strong self, if you have a weak self, we have three self: past self, present self, and future self. Our past self is over. We pushed ourselves very much, maybe moved or not. But present is the reality. We try harder and harder and harder, but we aim only in, of course, our future. Future is decided, chiefly determined by present. But present is the product of the past. What are the activities? What are the results we have with our past? We all make lots of mistakes still. And shall I say that, and of course, 50, 60 years old people, still they cannot control their emotions. Still people are getting angry. Still people are fighting on silly matters. And after 5 minutes, after 1 hour, after 5 hours, next day, when they sit alone, they feel shame of it, of course. Oh my God, why did I get angry? There are so many invisible fences we always carry. And we think that, of course, planet, we are carrying planet. We think that we are carrying planet. But when are we going to understand the feeling? We never carry, but rather planet carries us. Some people think, I am the breadwinner. I am the chief of the family. I am the chief of the organization. And you are supposed to listen to me. And I am the speaker, you are the listener. I never say it's not family. I never say it's an organization. If you can, if you want to have a great organization, if you want to lead your family, just be one among them, rather be the captain. Don't take all the time the steering. I drive. You are supposed to come with me and all. I know certain families, when they go to hotels, the father says, masala dosa is great. Eat only masala dosa. So the kid wants to eat some other idli. Sometimes he wants to order something, but father says, masala dosa is very famous. Eat only masala dosa. So that kid has got no option at all. And some kid, of course, when they grow up, the parents decide, you want to be a doctor. You want to be an engineer. Okay, how many parents ask the kids, of course, what do you want to be? Who do you want to be? And there are so many engineers and doctors, they are not actually, they want to be. But they are forced to be doctors, they are forced to be engineers, and they are forced to be wives and husbands. Because that's a positive, That's a positive. You are my wife. You have to wear sari. You have to wear chudidar. People say chudidar. Chudidar is a wrong expression. Chudidar is the right word. Chudi means kanangali lirigiya. Chudi means valu vastram. People say chudidar. It's a wrong expression. I can correct it because being a language teacher. So you wear chudidar. You look very beautiful in chudidar. But the poor wife really wants to wear jeans t-shirt. She wants to have, of course, a good shape, cows and all. She wants to expose it, but her husband, of course, he never wants to. He wants to enjoy it himself by everything. My God, I'm not going to that aspect. Still, I would like to tell that, of course, don't try to be the honor of somebody. You are not the honor of your kids. Kids are a different entity. Here comes the argument. And remember, that, can you say anything about marriage? Anybody? Can you say anything about marriage? I think some of you have really made such a mistake, biggest mistake of marriage. I haven't. Thank you. Marriage. Can you say anything about marriage? Sushma ma'am, can you say your husband is there?
He's not here, but yeah.
Thank you. You can speak then.
But I'm okay to speak in front of him also.
No. What I'm saying is, take it as a joke, because when our husband is not there, of course, we got the more courage. Otherwise, you are supposed to tell lies. It's okay. What is about marriage? What is about marriage?
It's a bonding. It's not you. I mean, it's a bonding between two individuals.
Is it
That doesn't
possible?
mean that you have to sacrifice everything about yourself.
Okay. I really want to make lots of questions, because what I say that about marriage, you see, you can see a ring, engagement ring, wedding ring, suffering.
Yeah. I think he got disconnected. Let us see if he can join.
Yeah, sounds like.
That's a penalty for talking about marriage.
Excuse me. Don't worry. I belong to India. I belong to Bangalore. Because there are certain things are not stable over here. I don't know when I'm going to tell the truth. Because it has been struck scientifically. Let me say once again that, my dear friends, wedding is a three-ring circus. Engagement ring, wedding ring. The last one is not with the gold, suffering. Do you agree with me or not? I never want to hear any fake news. I don't want to hear any lie from you. It's a suffering. People say, I don't know. You have experienced it. You can tell truth. It's in public. It's very hard to say something, but yes. I believe.
If I may, you said suffering. If you translate that in Hindi, it's a suffer. It's a suffer. So wedding, marriage.
Thank you very much. He is still in the darkness. Because I couldn't see his face. Still, I really like it. What I'm saying is, before the wed, women cry. Afterwards, men cry. Men always cry. After the wedding, men cry. It's not I said. There is a line running in English like that. Women cry before the wedding, men afterwards. Reshma?
I cannot speak for the men here. It's not a suffering for me. So.
There are certain things, what is happening in Kerala, you should understand what is happening in Kerala. I was there for a while and I really went through, of course, lots of counseling. Basically, I'm a psychotherapist. I had thousands of counseling. Everybody, when they come to talk to me, especially married women, men, of course, they want separation. They never want to unite. They never want to be united. Instead, they want separation. And when they come to me, they put in a lots of complaints. 99% they were happy. 1% they are not happy with. I say marriage is a person who has got lots of nonsense marrying lots of other nonsense. Both nonsense is a being, and of course being clubbed, it's called marriage. Marriage is not an intellectual institution, but rather, if I cannot understand, if I cannot just go within, of course, bear within, of course, my life partner, it's impossible to lead a successful married life. Whether love marriage or arranged marriage. There is a wrong term we all have in our subconscious mind, soulmate. What a bullshit it is. Soul will never have a mate. Soul is alone all the time. Do you believe that there is a soulmate? Why you are not responding? You can respond to me. I strongly never believe there will be a soulmate. You are being within, of course, someone who you can go with. That's all. And if anybody thinks that life will be very happy with a perfect human being, just go to the mirror and look at yourself. Are you perfect? Am I right?
Hello.
Yeah,
Hi,
Seema.
this is Seema. Yeah. Unfortunately, as much as I want to be in the video, I'm driving around, so I don't want to be so distracted. But can I ask you something?
Please
Does
do ask.
soulmate have to be your husband or wife?
No, no. I never said there is no soulmate at all.
Yeah.
Then it never comes to the part of being husband or wife. But rather, we all think soulmate, soulmate, soulmate. There is no need of, that word is wrong actually. If the word soul, you are coming to the world alone and you are going alone back.
Yeah.
You just got company, that's all. You just got company. If anybody thinks that, of course, my married life is not that up to the mark. People got lots of dreams. The reality is only after a couple of weeks when you got married. Hey, Madhu sir, 16% of the divorce in India, it's because of some problem with the mouth, bad smell. But when it comes to family court, they say, I cannot adjust with this person. I cannot adjust with the girl. But the reality is 16% problem with the mouth. They don't brush well. I'm so sorry. Even the silliest thing can be influencing our family. I have seen lots of people, instead of complaining of oneself, we are busy with finding complaints on others. These are the problems. These are the real fences which are invisible. Am I right or not? Instead of, when I go to see my mirror, I understand this is Dr. Manu Surendher. Oh, this is Manu Surendher. This is Manu. Then when I go back, when I come to the public, I must understand this is only Manu. When I become so pompous, having such a megalomania, I really always crave for, of course, getting some great respect that I never deserve at all. This may happen in family too. Oh, I'm tired from my office. Give me a cup of coffee. Oh my God. There are so many husbands too. There are so many wives too. But when we talk about it, of course, almost all people are very matured. They're looking matured. I don't know whether matured or not, but they're looking matured. They're looking, looking matured, and matured is something different. Agree? Looking matured and matured is something different. Looking responsible and really responsible is something different. And most of the people are coming to the seriousness of life without having seriousness. The strongest turning point of our life is that we are ready to accommodate somebody with us. We call it marriage. I never say it is, Sushma ma'am said that is the bond. I just hate the dialogues because there is nothing in it. We just become hypocrites. We say, I have some responsibility. No responsibility. You just be good. That's all. The other person becomes good. That's all. Both become very good. Okay. And reproduction is being taken place. You got kids. Oh, you got enough for some toys to play with at least 15, 20 years. After that, the toy has become another entity. Leave them. Don't think that you are the honor of your kids. You are not honor of your wife, and you are not honor of your husband too. Life is very happy. Divorce is possible only when you think that I am fit to live alone. Then you can have divorce. Not finding the partner's problem. If you think that I want to live alone, say write it and go. Don't find in, of course, any problem of husband and wife, because that's a real tragedy. When our focusing is on others, we never focus on ourselves. Reality is we must focus on ourselves. It's very easy to be a professional. It's very easy to be a studious student. It's very tough to be it's very tough to be a husband and wife, because it is not your intelligence. It is your emotion which makes you happy, your life happy, especially married life. You must be a good manager, first of all. If Sushma ma'am doesn't take care of your husband for 3 days, you fail to manage. Even one day, you don't mind him. It can crack some issues. It can make definitely an issue. So be a great manager and be a wife. Be a great husband, being a manager. If you cannot manage, you fail. It's not your money. It's not a qualification. It is near to your aristocracy, which make your life great. And mostly people in Afghanistan, when they go for arranged marriage, people, the uncles will speak, reputation of the family and all. But nobody speaks about the quality of the persons who are going to marry. Am I right or not? This is called arranged marriage. This is called arranged marriage here. And the love marriage, all the fantasies are the butterflies will work till the marriage. After that, that butterfly becomes cocoon. It becomes a worm because it loses all the feathers and all. I'm so sorry, I'm not criticizing the people who are married, but understand one thing that, of course, even when you fail to manage a single silly thing, you may lose it. And after the divorce, we are not supposed to complain about the person, but rather you can only say that I am not fit with that person. I'm not fit with, instead of complaining that person, because the more you complain, the more you should understand, the more you don't know what life it is. Am I right? Am I right or not? So remember, my dear friends, we all, mostly the people in, of course, here, Rajesh sir is here and Madhu sir is here. Everybody puts in, of course, specs. Everybody.
Dr. Manu Surendher, sir, sometimes it is not complaining. I mean, sometimes the partners, they want to be more like very perfect. I mean, they are looking always for perfection. That time, some probably arguments are coming in. Do you consider that as a complaining?
Definitely, there are two words in, of course, Madhu sir has used. First is perfection. Perfection, let me tell one thing. I have two ideas about perfection. We are already perfect. If we are not the creator of the creator, go to complain, first of all, God. It's not your complaint. Because you are perfect. You have pair of eyes. Luckily, you don't have third eye, Am I right or not? Luckily, you have a pair of eye. You think about it, of course, Bhadrakali. She has got, of course, lots of... How can she wear blouse? Think about that. What kind of tailor she must have been. And think about it, of course, Brahma. He has got 3 faces. Luckily, we got 1, So we are really perfect. We don't have anything extra, anything less. Another thing is that there is another word used, argument. Argument belongs to always somebody's ignorance. People argue because we are ignorant. When I talk with a fool, people can never understand who is the fool because you will come down. So please don't argue. Please don't go for perfection because we never should belong to any argument. We can have debate. Okay, the best thing, and of course, I can tell you one thing. When you are about to quarrel with your wife and husband, I'll have a technique. Are you ready to listen? Reshma, you might have really quarreled with your husband. Definitely, don't tell lie.
I am human. I have quarreled.
oh, that is another anticipatory bail. I'm a human. Hey, let me tell that. Of course, we are really good people. Why we are quarreling? There is a chances for quarreling. Let me tell one thing. When you want to say something to your husband, don't get angry. That moment when you get the pressure, you think of me, the handsome Manu Surendher. Hey, come on, it's an exercise. Reshma, you are going to quarrel with your husband. Just think of this handsome Manu Surendher. Am I not handsome?
Yes, you are, of course.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You appreciate another person. Thank you very much. And remember one thing. When you are talking to your husband, you got angry, right? Remember this. I am going to talk with a stranger. So you make your conversation quite formal. Informality, all the ugly words comes. Always ugly terms, unnecessary dialogues will come. But when you become formal, you can never quarrel. Stop that. What's your husband's name?
Shikil.
Shijil. It's a
Shikil.
very nice name. Shikil. Hey,
He
Mr.
has a very
Shikil.
nice face too, but the problem is after a point,
I know that.
the handsomeness doesn't help.
No. Reshma, I know that you would have really married a handsome person because you're very beautiful. I appreciate it. Thank you. What I'm going to Nikhil, no, okay, whatever the name is, Nikhil, right? Nikhil.
Mm.
Nikhil, please be seated. Mr. Nikhil, you call Mr. Nikhil. So you
His
become
name is
more
Shikil.
no. You
Yeah.
become more formal.
Mhm.
So automatically your intelligence work. Your intelligence will work, rather your emotions. When your intelligence work, definitely you will win, because it's not a fight, because you are going to tell some facts. But whereas your emotions work, you take unnecessary dialogues, unnecessary statements, and your memory will be very sharp, and it will be served unnecessarily in wrong places. So the reason will be vanished, your dialogues will be subsided there. Stop that. If anybody wants to tell anything which may have any reason, or you can call remorse in future, you can control. Your emotion should be mastered by your intelligence. When you become intelligent, quarrels disappear. But when your emotion comes, every nasty thing will catch you as Satan comes. Agree or not? After the quarrel, next step is, after the quarrel, your emotion has to work. Go and hug, because everything is clear. When you have no control on your intelligence, when you're mastered by your emotion, please don't hug your husband, because he may not like it. So make him understand. Then he understands. Reshma says that I have a trouble, I have a complaint, I do things like that. Would you please listen to me? So he may think, Nikhil will say, why? What happened to Reshma after the class? She has improved a lot. Yes, I have certain things to tell you. So he'll be having more listening, because you become more formal. I never say we should avoid quarreling, but it should not go beyond. Because once glass is broken, you can stick to, but you can see the cracks. Don't appreciate any quarreling, because your kids, they grow up seeing you. There are so many small boys and girls, they never want to marry because they see their parents. I never want to be like my parents. I hate married life. Because when you become a role model, when you become an extraordinary wife means sacrifice. Extraordinary husband means sacrifice. Family is nothing but complete sacrifice, not adjustment. Adjustment is not willingly we are doing, but sacrifice, it always belongs to Saul, great Saul. There is no soulmate, only life mate. Saul is always alone. It comes here alone, it goes alone. Am I right or not? So what I would like to say, forgiveness is the oil of true relationship.
Yeah, go ahead.
What I say? Forgiveness is the oil of all beautiful relationship. Forgive. Just leave it. Once a student came and asked me, of course, Manu sir, what is life? I have a very wonderful definition on it. Goes on. It will never stop anywhere. It goes on. You know, I said, of course, my strongest determination. Reshma, you will surprise listening to me. My strongest determination, Manu sir, my strongest determination is that I will never die. Do you agree with me? I say to my people, I will never die. Can you just analyze the sentence? So one day a student said, you will die, sir, because you were born. I say, I will never die. So you're nonsense. No problem, but I'll never die, because I stick to my philosophy. People, everybody understand, Madhu sir. Everybody understand getting anger is wrong, but everybody gets anger. We know that after the anger, we spoil every moment, but still we are quarreling. Anger is simply not spoiling the moment. You are killing yourself. It is against your personality. And I tell all my students that, your language is the reflection of your personality. Your language is the reflection of personality. When you quarrel, the standard of your language comes down. Even that particular thing, the matter behind the quarreling, it becomes nothing. But the way you use your language, it is being reflected. It cannot be wiped out easily. So I strongly recommend you, use a good language, be formal enough, because when you get angry, and try to avoid all the problems. It doesn't mean that, because you are having all this time. Anger, sometimes it comes, let it be. But you must be managing how to handle your emotion with intelligence. Sometimes our life is to be led by intelligence, but inside the family, our heart has to lead our life. When you go out of the gate, your brain, but inside your family, heart leads. Because heart always advocates love, love, love only. Intelligence, successful, succeed and success. Because brain is always dealing with, of course, intelligence. Intelligence sometimes becomes clever. So we need success. Whatever happens outside is not a matter. I must be succeeding. But when you come inside, don't put that brain inside. Use your heart. Sometimes, there was an incident. Heart says, I am the greatest organ in human body. So brain comes and tells, who told you this? It's I who told you that, heart is important. And you now pompously say heart. Yes, I believe if you want to just break all the invisible fences, keep always positive thoughts in your mind and make your heart pure. The rest is in the hands of God. And we call it destiny. Thank you very much. You may ask any question to me. Anything under the sun, I will answer. I'm ready. Come on, ask questions.
Dr. Manu, Seema here.
Again, Seema ma'am.
Again, I'm going to India and shopping around a little bit. So sorry that I'm not in the video. But I had some thoughts about the way that you were saying that when you're talking to your husband, be formal. You're right. When you're formal, even if you are in the worst mood, you will be talking, in a very well-mannered way. Because, just think about it at your office. Even if you're talking to a colleague who is totally against your ideas, you'll be using the best words possible to express your concern that, you are, of course, you're not happy about what's happening, but there may be a way that we can fix it. But at home, we are being real, right? We are being our own, because that's a place that where we can show your real emotions. Say, for example, if you're in an office and had a very bad day, do you think that when you come back to your home and your husband talks something, and then we will be very formally saying that, okay, Mr. Pramod, sit down, let's talk. No, we'll not be in a mood, because that's where we are going to unload all our emotions, all our real self, right? So I don't think that the way that being formal will be possible every single time. There may be a possibility when we are at home and the quarrel or the issue is regarding something at home. But if you are already having a bad day in the office, the home is a place where you unload all your emotions. So that may or may not the partner will understand, or sometimes they'll be, what the heck are you talking about? We didn't even had any such conversation before, or what in the whole world happened now? So that may be just the beginning of a humongous one. So that's one thing. Second thing that you are saying is about the kids. Of course, we always try not to quarrel in front of the kids, but let me ask you something. Don't we give them the reality of the life, that the life is not very smooth every time? In a life with a partner, there may be occasions that you may have a difference of opinion, and it is okay. It's not like, life is a bed of roses. It's not like every time the husband says something, the wife listens, or the wife says something, the husband has a same opinion. The kid should know that in a life, there will be differences of opinion. You have to sort it out and move on. So in a way, what I was thinking is, it is not a good idea to have a big fight. I have seen families going through, but it's the true color of life, right? It is the true color of life. Like two different individuals are having a family together. That's obvious that you will have a difference of opinion. Even if you're living there for 35 years together, 20 years together, you are two different individuals. So for me, what I would think is, when you are in a relationship, try to keep your individuality, who you are, not like, you are supposed to do this. There may be occasions you have to compromise. You use the word compromise. And I also thought,
I'm sorry. I never used the word.
No, somebody was saying that, right? Yeah.
No.
Sorry. Okay, so
Shall I interfere?
Sure. This was like, I was gathering all the questions together.
Okay,
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ma'am, no problem. Seema, ma'am, the word that you used, a relationship is between bodies.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, really unfortunate. Relationship, modern science, modern wave, new generation, they say I'm in a relationship. Relationship is only with the bodies. I'm in a new relationship. Can we have a new relationship with our father 2, 3, 5 times and all? Only one time. Only one time. If I have a brother, I have a relationship with my brother only once, forever. But when people, youngsters say a relationship, that's only between bodies. That's a very wrong term youth has got now. Please don't think that husband and wife got a relationship. It's not body, it's beyond. I strongly feel it, and I would like to recommend, being a humble friend of yours, that don't try to make a relationship, because relationship can be broken by the court. Court can give you a piece of paper, divorce, it will be over. Can you just divorce your brother, sister? Or it's not possible. Because relationship is the word misinterpreted. Very sorry to say. Don't think that, of course, court is the ultimate. And she said that, of course, when we are always real, when we are out, we are real. When we come inside the house, don't put mask on your mind. Why can't we be the original? Once I recommended people, once I talked to the people, millions of people, of course, I spoke about be dynamic, be dynamic. I stopped later, I came to know that you can never be dynamic, but you can be original. I have a brother. I have an elder brother. I had an elder brother. I have a younger brother now. My elder brother is normal. When my mother died at the age of 2, it was a stove explosion. I came to know what is the love from a mother. I became a boy without having really received love. I would have been a criminal. But because of lots of people around me, they gave me lots of books. I simply observed of the society. I came to know. I really create my personality. If Madhusar is really taking my key of my emotion, you can make me angry. You can make me sad. If I take the key with my one, however you speak, I will be so strong as rock, because I know this is my life. So if anybody can make you angry, that means you are not strong. Be strong. If any question can really elevate my ego, I have no right to talk about how to balance ego. I say wife is a social animal, husband is a social animal. They are going out, they are coming in. But I say use more heart in the house. That's all. It's not a mask. When we have to speak something formal, the husband or wife will come to know she is going to say something. She has really felt somewhere bad. So I have to listen carefully. Otherwise, he or she might be taking it silly. So when a husband and wife becomes formal, she will understand she has really felt it somewhere. So I have to console her. I have to be with her. I have to understand her. These are all the emotions we can create. I really believe most of the public speakers, most of the trainers, most of the mentees say emotions are, I say emotions are must. It's a must. If you have no emotion, when somebody opens the door of your flat without any smile, you have a different emotion. When she smiles, he smiles. You love it very much. All the hectic day will be becoming so super. I really love to see my wife, my kids, my brother, sister, father, mother always smile, because smile is possible on the face only with the help of 64 muscles. So you need to have enough, because 64 muscles to have a smile. So if you can smile all the time, you are a wonderful human being. If you frown at people, you become original. It's up to you. Happy, because life is very short. Life is people. Shakespeare says life is a candle, and Bernard Shaw says life is a torch. I say life, it goes on. When we die, when somebody dies, we can never find any mistake. All the mistakes are melted. It is washed out. Madhu sir, if I make a mistake to you, till I live, of course, you say he did wrong, he did wrong. But when I die, when you hear the news, you say it's okay. So do we have to wait for till the death to understand the reality? Just wait. Think about it. Am I right? Just think about it. I really love you very much, because even without seeing Reshma, without seeing Sushma ma'am, Dr. Manu sir, Manu sir, you won't believe it. I really love you. Because if I can give that, I'm damn sure I'll get it back. If I feel I'm strange to you, definitely one day you will feel that I'm strange to you. The strangeness, closeness, everything, and of course, how strong you are. I strongly say I love you very much. I strongly say I respect you. I come here to see you. I come here to talk to you. I really want to just get that feeling, the warmth. That's all. I never want to master. I never want to superpower. And I don't want to be the boss of anything. I'm not the owner of anything. I'm the owner of my body. That's all. So life becomes very happy. When you learn how to maintain your ego, how to balance your ego, everything is easy. We have 3 stages: ego, superego, intensive desire. Very dangerous. Ego, I am Manu Surendher. Superego, I am Manu Surendher. That tone becomes higher and sharper. Intensive desire, you must respect me. When you see me, stand up. That is intensive desire. We have ego everywhere, but if we can manage it, nobody will come and say that you're egoistic. When we point out enough the mistakes of some people, we often fail to focus on ourselves. Focus on ourselves. Because the single unit in the world, the greatest moment of our life is nothing. N-O-W, now. If you cannot understand now, when are you going to learn? Learn now and enjoy your future. Seema ma'am, I really respect your points. We live life accordingly, we think, but the reality may not be far from our thinking. We never understand anything until and unless we open our mind. Mind is like parachute. It only works when it is opened. When you're open, when you're ready to accept, everything becomes simple, because life is simple. We are every day trying to complicate it. I'm so sorry. Am I right? Any question?
Hi, Manu.
I try to justify. Okay, come on.
I have a point. Like, for me, anger is just one another emotion, just like happiness or the joy we give to others. It's just another emotion. And I think everybody has that. And I feel that when you time it the right way, I think you can control your emotion. When you are happy, when there's when there's a lot of positive emotions, we don't think twice. We just show it out and people take it the right way. But when there are negative emotions, when we do it right away, just like how you show your happiness, they don't take it the right way. So at least from my experience, what I've noticed is that when you are angry, I feel when you pause just for a minute before you talk, I think that emotion is a little bit controlled than the actual anger that you bring out. That's what I've noticed. We practice that at work. Like, you get emails, you get phone calls, I'm an HR. So I talk to a lot of people on a daily basis, and I talk to n number of personalities, and some are very emotional, some are very formal, and I feel that we can practice the same thing at home, not exactly in a formal way, but maybe not react at this immediately. Sometimes when we react immediately is when we don't have control on our words. What comes out of your mouth is usually when we don't think about it. You just talk without thinking. So probably I think the anger part, I don't think we should control anger. I think I'm a person, I feel that you should show emotions to anybody. That is actually how you communicate with people. Your emotion shows. If I'm angry with my kids, they need to know that I'm angry for a reason. But how do you show it, when do you show it, is a very big important point, because that will help you control your words. I feel like you just take maybe a 2 minutes gap before the reaction. I think you will give out those words which is in control, yet the communication is out there. But I feel that when you just open it up, just immediately when you get a question and you just jump, actually I'm trying to practice that. I'm not saying that I'm doing that. I do talk. We all are, like Seema said, the home is where you really, show yourself. You just open up. But I think if we practice that, I feel that probably the intensity of anger will be controlled. But yet you are showing that anger out, which is needed, because we need to show all our emotions. It's part of our body. You cannot just do positive emotions. You need to have some negative emotions also. That's my thought. I just thought I should share what I feel.
Very good, very good. Sushma, let me tell one more thing. When we have a dysentery, what shall we do first? Dysentery is nothing but we cannot control the excretion. It goes on 4 times, 5 times. The first thing an intelligent human being will do first, he stops taking something in. He doesn't take food. Yes or no? Because something worst goes out. Even we cannot appreciate anything, because shit cannot be appreciated, because it's an excretion. Like that, certain people are speaking words. So when anger comes over, first thing, stop. Just close the door inside the mind. Don't entertain negative thoughts. So you become cool. If you want to stop speaking something bad when you get angry, anger is nothing but it is landing, escalating like, of course, worst dialogues. So in order to keep away from such a wrong expression, bad expression, uncontrollably we become like that is to be stopped. First thing is that close the mind. Stop the intake. When the intake is less, the outgoing will be stopped. When we get angry, when we become emotionally imbalanced, unnecessary memory will work. Unnecessary. All the negative things will be invited, will be simply come in, and we would like to entertain it. Our memory, human being got in, of course, two great faculties. One is memory, another is imagination. Both are dangerous and both are great faculties. Memory is good. Our Manu sir is here because of memory. Because he has studied, he had taken graduation, post-graduation, doctorate. Because of memory. If he has got memory, the universities will never appreciate him. But the same memory, sometimes it will work negative. When he carries all the negative, that memory is dangerous. Another is imagination. My husband, my wife, my brother, my sister, my parents, my friends, the people who work in the organization, If they work like that, if they misuse me, if they are thinking, that is imagination. Imagination will lead us sometimes wrong. And imagination is good. Okay, I meet Sushma. Okay, she can be my good friend. I meet Reshma. Reshma can be good my friend. And Madhusara, he can of course be brother-like. And Kuti Menon, a new gay has come in, of course, with the specky gay. And I think that Kuti Menon is a really good person. That is a good part of imagination. But if I start seeing these people in a wrong way, the same faculty, powerful faculty, will make damage on mind as well as our body. It's very dangerous. So two faculties we have, memory and imagination. It is your quality how to do. I never tell people enough to go speed. I'll always tell people, I always counsel people, it's not speed, but your direction is very important. If your direction is wrong, speed is dangerous. It's not because of speed you are in Washington. It's because your direction is great. Am I right or not? So when you get angry, think about your direction. Where are you going? Where are you leading that person? Why am really making this place hell? If you cannot communicate with your language, there is the best, noblest language in the world, silence. The noblest language in the world is silence. If you fail to communicate, just don't speak the best language. Okay, Kuti sir, come on.
Hi Manu, very, very interesting perspectives you have here. I would just like to say that the mere fact that you have mastered Malayalam, like you said, one of the toughest 10 languages in the world, among many, many tasks in life, it's a clear testament of how seamlessly you've balanced work and life. I just wanted to share a couple of thoughts. You said you probably have a very, very strong reason why you said that there is nobody without problems. But then you also said we are perfect. If you are not perfect, that means you have to ask God. I would like to hear your answer on that. My take on that is, a great philosopher once said, 99% of the problems in your life are within you. And the other 1% is called death. Therefore, I think we should pick the battles in our life. Try and mitigate the factors that bring in negativity in any facet of life. Like I can just share a light example, like when your wife is making sambar for you and, and she's making with her heart, but you know that whatever she does, it might not get anywhere close to the sambar that your mom made. But don't tell her that, her sambar is the best just to please her. Don't overact. Just say, the American term, it's interesting. Maybe use a different masala and it can get close or whatever. I think we should pick our battles. So it kind of, that's why God has given us intelligence, so to pick the battles that that you're going to, it's not a victory, it's giving more peace in life. Your thoughts?
I really like the way of sambar because very frankly, I tell Darren, of course, being a human being, I'm not reading books actually. I'm living with that. I want to teach people. I really want to be like that. I just want to be what I am. Let me tell one thing. Food is God. All the sambar is great. Your grandma, your ma, your wife cannot be compared because you're unique. I say
exactly.
Everybody is perfect. Perfect with the problems. We are perfect. Kuti sir, we are perfect. But perfection is possible only where there are problems. If there is no problem, there is no perfection. I strongly believe if I have enough, I am 5'10" or 5'9". I believe that 5'10" of 6.1, it will be greater. I am 70 kg weight. I say, of course, 75 with the muscle, I'll be, no, I'm perfect. You won't believe it. Every day I do exercise. Sometimes I check my stamina. Last time I checked my stamina, 1,567 push-ups. So I'm challenging with my past. I never want to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I really want to be better man. I never want to be like anybody in the world. I really want to be better Manu, tomorrow better Manu. And my next target is that taking 2000 push-ups at a stretch. So I am challenging myself. I never think about it, of course, any other person is bad, but I know I am the most handsome person in the world. I learn how to appreciate myself. If you think that you are the best husband, if you think you are the best wife, if you think you are the best brother, best employer, you have self-responsibility. Self-responsibility is really great. When Kuti sir is talking to me, I say, I must be your best friend. So I become very careful. And when I talk to Sushma, I really think that she must be considering me as best friend. She has ever met in. So I'll be very careful. If I talk to my wife, of course, I say that I must be the best husband she has ever seen. Not experienced, I can say, ever seen. I'll be very careful.
Just one more question I wanted to ask you. Thank you. By the way, you look like Sonu Nigam a lot.
Thank you.
Anyways,
he looks like me.
Oh, okay. All right. Another thing about soulmate, like a very interesting, thought that Seema shared. It need not be your partner, or it can be your, your partner, your spouse. But it could, why would you say that you can not? Let's say you and your spouse, you haven't, for some reason, or somebody that you are very close to has not stayed together physically, say for 25 years or 30 years, some reason. But you don't exchange. Let's say we were in the pre-social media world. We don't exchange any words or emotions much. But when you get back together after 25 years, you share that warmth. I don't think you have exchanged anything with your heart, anything with your minds. But that that relationship, I think, is called a soulmate. And why would you contradict that that there is no soulmate?
My knowledge is very much limited on mind and soul, but let me say that soul is always free. Soul is always, it is not scientifically proven.
That is true.
It is not scientifically proven. There is we cannot say that. So if the soul spiritually, if we cannot take it scientifically, so I can say spiritually, soul is always isolated. It can never go with anybody. Even that, I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Soul is first moves into the womb only after 3 or 4 months. Even there is a life, there won't be any soul. Because people say that certain souls are searching for a womb. Certain womb is ugly, bad soul will come into. If the womb is really great, that particular lady has got greatest chastity, the right soul will come into it. So soul comes along. And the body experiences with some people, soul can never experience. My knowledge is very much limited, but unfortunately there's a term, Atmasagi. Shall I ask a question to you? Atmasagi. സ്ത്രീലിംഗമാണ് അതിന്റെ പുല്ലിംഗം ഒന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു തരാൻ പറ്റുമോ?
ആത്മമിത്രം എന്ന് പറയാറുണ്ട്.
No. Mitram is something different. Mitram, don't try to, I haven't seen the word. Don't try to tackle me anywhere. So it is the problem of literature. We are supposed to use all such, the things that we don't know. The subconscious mind is once accepted, you cannot be free from it. Because you should surrender your ego first. Until and unless you surrender your ego, nothing new comes in. Because you become, of course, making hell inside. I'm so sorry. Nowadays, people are talking too much about subconscious, having no consciousness. I'm sorry. Even drunkard people are talking about subconscious mind. Losing their consciousness. And let me say another thing. Conscience, there's a word in English, conscience. We can call it Malayalam manasakshi. So, enda manasakshikku narakunnathu. There is nothing like that. There is no two conscience. If there are no two God, conscience is one. I'll tell in Malayalam to people and all, Ammayum Satyam Randalla. I'll tell to Malayali people. Ammayum Satyam Randalla. That's one. So, Kuti Menon in the Barenal, Kuru Manu Surender, where Manasashi and there is something wrong. We are not talking truth. You're talking your truth, I'm talking my truth. If there are two truths, then it's not truth. I'm so sorry. So soulmate, this term I'll never use in my life because it's absurdity. If there are lots of ladies, in otherwise I'll talk some other thing. I'm so sorry. Because my culture doesn't allow it. There is another term that we use in platform because it's going on Facebook Live. I'm sorry. Soulmate. There is no soulmate. Please try to understand.
Absolutely. Thank you. It's perspective. I think it's a very, very good perspective on that.
Okay. It's 10 o'clock in India.
Dr. Manu, I had a question actually. The whole topic about work-life balance is because people all are in the rat race, right? So from your experience, and how do you define success? What is success actually?
Oh my God. My God, you are a very tough question. Success. Have you noticed ever the spelling of success?
Yeah.
Can we write it on the book?
Sure. It has a double C.
SUCCESS. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right?
Yeah.
And normally, while we did our schooling, teachers might have really taught us. And of course, what is the opposite of success?
Failure.
Okay, right. You just count the spelling.
So almost 4 + 3, 7.
7. There is a similarity in both things. That is not 7 letters. You can never make failure. You can never make success without you.
Yeah.
Check it. So success is highly personal. The more I try to define what is really success, is absolute nonsense. My success is my personal matter. Sometimes my success, I believe, money. Sometimes my reputation. Sometimes my qualification. Sometimes my relatives. Sometimes alcoholism. Anything can be. One of my friends said, Darren, of course, he takes 5-6 pecks, still he doesn't feel anything. And he feels proud and he says, it's a success. What unfortunate it is. And another person, my friend, says he has got a good family. He says he's a successful human being. Okay, great. Your success is your personal matter. My success is my personal matter. Whenever I read books, I really love to read books. When I completed reading this small book, this is the Management Tips Harvard Business Review. When I read it, I really felt, oh, I understood. I become a part of success. I become the piece of success of the whole earth. But one thing is sure, nothing is absolute except God. We proudly say, sometimes it can be fallacy of success. And I strongly believe that 30 or 40 lakhs people know Manu Surender. It's not my success. If the 40 lakhs people appreciate and think that Manu Surender really gives us some tips as a bar in, of course, opening their views, then I become successful. I believe that's personal matter. So success and failure is highly personal. That is the definition of mine.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So, since nobody is asking, I am just want to clarify something. So, thank you very much, Dr. Manu Surendher, sir. I mean, you did a great presentation. You delivered it very well. My thinking is on the similar line of Seema, Sushma, and Kuti also asked that last time when I asked you, the greatest thing, most important thing in life is respect and love. You said no, that is not, but you said trust. So now that the same way you are now suggesting that we have to be more formal, probably to
No,
be
no,
well.
please don't misunderstand. Sometimes when the anger is going to rule you, that particular moment you become formal. After the anger, you become informal. Please don't misunderstand me.
Okay.
And another thing, let me add you, the most important thing in life is nothing, only happiness.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Because I was thinking that you cannot be formal all the time. Like
No. We cannot be. When you get angry, you'd better control your language. Better be formal. After the situation is over, go and hug. Finished. That's over.
And also, some people think that being formal is not the true way of expressing love. Some people don't like think that, oh, Madhu Cheta, calling it that.
Okay, Madhu sir, you go to Washington DC, you go to New York, in any airport you go. Are you formal or informal?
I'm formal.
Exactly, because people love formality, certain aspect. Formality is not a bad word. Business is not a bad word. Money is not a bad word. But people take it in a wrong way. Everything is good. Okay, kitchen. You go to kitchen, you can see knife. You can use it for cutting vegetable. You can stab it too. When somebody comes stranger and make problem in your house, and of course you run to kitchen and take the knife. Who said that in a knife is to stab? It's cut vegetable. So the same faculty can be used in another way. It's our attitude.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think let me conclude one thing more. In order to be happy, we must have peacefulness. In order to have peacefulness, don't carry too much, please, because already the earth has got enough weight. Don't carry too much. Don't think that if I'm not in the world, things will be wrong. No. Still, in the east and west, people can see sun. The earth will be going on even without you. So your ultimate aim is to make your life worthwhile. Just value your life. Just value your life. Enough. If I speak with anger, I lose my value. I have cried more than 100 times when I lost my emotional balance, tranquility. Later, I came to know, don't cry after the incident. Think before the incident. That's why I tell, just be formal sometimes. You'll be cool. Okay, let me tell. When you wear trousers, when you wear t-shirt, you have a feeling. But when you wear suit, you have another feeling. Everything can influence us. Everything can influence us. When we go by a cycle, when we go by Mercedes-Benz, when we go by Rolls-Royce, the way we come out is different because things can influence us. Emotions can influence us. Emotion, though it is personal, you can make it creatively. Am I right? So sorry if I made a mistake.
Thank you, Dr. Manu. I have a question. So earlier you were saying that, you know, marriage is all about sacrifice. It's not an adjustment or compromise. It's like sacrifice. Am I right? Or am I wrong? Yeah, I heard you saying I heard you saying about sacrifice. And just now you said that life is all about happiness. So if you're in a marriage where you have to sacrifice, ultimately, how can you be happy?
Reshma, can you just be happy when your child makes a mistake? Okay, he falls down. You told many times, don't go, Monet, don't come here, but he falls down. But still your sacrifice, you really want to be very happy enough because with that child, right? Even though he mistakes, you sacrifice. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. The same attitude, why can't we do husband and wife? No, you cannot divorce your son or daughter, but you can think about it, of course, divorce of your husband and wife. This is the problem. We always think that we can go out anytime. That's a problem. But this is my husband, this is my wife. Great, thank you very much. Like my son, like my daughter, like my father, mother, brother, sister. It's not a simple relationship. It is concreted by love. Then there comes no problem.
Yeah, so
Happiness
with
is,
love, yeah.
when there are some stories in, of course, in Kerala, there was a time in Kerala, there were not food at all. Even our grandma, they might have really starved a lot, but they fed us, of course, very much. But they were very happy in empty stomach. How many mothers can be like that now? Almost all the problems in the world because of the stomach is full now. After the stomach is full, all the problems come inside. When the stomach is empty, you have only one problem: food. So food is the problem. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't want to hurt anyone. When your stomach is full, everything is a problem. When your stomach is empty, you have only one problem. Where shall I get food? How shall I get food? When can I get food? Food, 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 food. But when your stomach is full, that person is not really good. His ego is too much, Then comments start. Reshma, have you ever got starvation for 5 to 10 days?
No.
10 days? It's a great experience. All the ego will come down. Have you ever faced any war? Real war? I had in my life both. Some people say, Manu, how did you learn all this? I say, my pains are my teachers. It's not my book. I had strongest pain. When my mother burned alive, I was in the room and I was kidnapped by certain people. From the age of 2, I started suffering till this moment. So I interpret life because, when people go little far, they have so many problems. But still, I am 2 years old boy. I understand. I lost my mother. I lost love. Pain teaches too much rather than universities. It's not experience, pain. Pain, experience. Not all the experiences are painful. Pain teaches you much. Am I right? I had many years when I moved to stove, I think of my mother. I never liked stove, whether it is gas or kerosene, whatever it may be. I just hate it because the moment I see the stove anywhere in hotels, when the flame goes up, I think about my mother, her pain. Now I respect all the mothers very much. When I see Reshma, your mother, I treat like my mother because that taught me very much different. And I really thankful to God, teaching me great lessons, giving me lots of pains. Pain can make you great, not luxury. Luxury can never teach you anything. Luxury, you'll find lots of hypocrisy. You become hypocrite. You become pseudo. When you become pseudo society, pseudo relationship comes. When all the people go out, a person who loves you, he walks in, he's the real one. And all the millions of people criticize you, one stand with you and say, I'll be with you. He's the real one. It's not the person who really always appreciates your qualities. He understands your negatives too. A person who understands and stay with you, even in your negatives, you are a lucky person. And after all, you have to make it. It is not accidental. Friendship is not accidental. You have to sacrifice. Even it is family relationship or whether it is blood, you have to sacrifice. Life is not full of roses. If you see the rose, there are thorns too. So when you pluck the flower, you may bleed. It wants. Flower is beautiful, but thorn is there. I'm not philosophically speaking. This is the reality of life.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sir, I think
there's one question, I think, from Reggie. Then I think probably we can conclude after that, Reshma.
Hi, this is Priya. Dr. Manu, thank you for great explanations. It looks like from the pains and experience in your life, you found the answers, which is the result of the advices you are giving today. One of my question is, resilience is one of the things I heard you are talking about. Achieving resilience through multiple ways can be found from our religion, spirituality, physical exercises. What is the one thing you would recommend us to find resilience in ourselves?
Shall I say one more thing? People say about people say spirituality, people say material world. Absolutely, it's a wrong concept. There is no spirituality. In spirituality, there is material world. In material world, there is spirituality. Actually, if I'm a Swami, a sage, I need breakfast. I need idli or dosha. I need a plate to carry it. It's material. Am I right or not? Apple is a material. Orange is a material. Okay, I'm living in a material world, or I come to know that, and of course, spiritual. Because sometimes when I have so much pain, when I don't get enough, of course, answers to certain question, I go sit somewhere. And people call it prayer. I call it prayer is nothing but conversation to God. So all the remedies, all the answers, once Zen Buddhist said that the entire cosmos is great, the universe is great, and you become the part of this. But don't look out for answers, look inside. When you look inside, you can see the great universe inside. Our brain is having capacity to understand anything in the world, any technology, any rocket science. But if you start looking for answers outside, you'll never appreciate the answer, a person who answers it. So my dear friend, find answers within oneself. Don't depend the answer from outside, because we all believe we are matured, but maturity is yet to come. I think that is the ultimate, the destiny of every journey. I believe that it's only a transition. As we were born, we have to die. But Reggie ma'am, let me say, I will never die. It's a new idea. My strongest determination is I'll never die. There was an argument. A boy came and asked me, so when you die? So I said jokingly, how can you talk to me then? Still I'm right. So whatever you believe, stick to it. Bible says. Whatever you believe, stick to it. If you don't believe, and if you have, even when we talk about family matters, how far do you believe your wife? 96%. That 4% is very dangerous. 96% is not strong, but that 4% is damn dangerous. So if you believe 100%. So when you meet any wrong, accept it, because somebody is somebody. Your husband is somebody. You are somebody to him. Don't expect that enough, because I'm the owner of my husband. My wife is mine. She's mine. It's all philosophy, practical. Because mind is always mysterious. I'm so sorry to answer to your question, why? Because everything is personal. Find the answer.
Thank you. It's a different perspective. Thank you to hear that.
I should not be the source person, Darren. Of course, I must be the real source. Now I can answer to all the questions, but rather some questions cannot be answered. Some questions need not to be answered. Some questions never deserve answers. Some questions are answers. So find the answers. So when somebody says, you may not accept it. Even when I read books, of course, I don't accept because I don't understand it. When we don't understand, we don't accept it.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Manu Surendher, for an excellent overview of the invisible fences in life and your perspective of it. Next, I invite our secretary, Mr. Manoj Balakrishnan, to give the word of thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Rashma. Again, what a timely and wonderful session, right? I mean, we're all in the COVID, and this was wonderful. And Dr. Manu, you said it right when you started this session, right? People on this call, they have gone to a lot, right? A lot of traversities in life, leaving their near and dear, and running that rat race, as I asked the question early on. So My sincere thanks to you, Dr. Manu Surendher, providing insights into how to shackle that invisible fences in life. Thank you, sir. My special thanks to Sushma, as always, perfect rendition of prayer song to start the session. Great singing there. Thank you. Again, special thanks to Mr. Reshma today for emceeing and keeping it all together. And not only that, she was an active participant in the QA and the great questions there. Thank you, Reshma. And I'd like to thank our president, Dr. Madhu Nambiar, and all the KGW committee members who made this happen, right? I mean, this is a great session at the right time. And my sincere thanks to all the participants today who have attended and asked the questions and making it more interactive. Sessions like this, and Dr. Manu, you will agree, if it is not interactive, it's not going to be a good session. So thank you all participants, for being very interactive today. And I know it's getting late, Dr. Manu, but please, everyone, be healthy, be safe. And if you don't mind, let's stand up for the national anthem, please.
Himachal Yamuna Ganga Uchala Jaladhi Taranga Tava Shubha Name Jage Tava Shubha Ashish Mange Gahe Tava Jaya Gatha Jana Gana Mangala Dayak Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Jaya He, Jaya He, Jaya He, Jaya 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 He. Jana Gana Mana Adhinayak Jaya